In an alarming turn of events, the world witnessed a significant escalation of tensions in the Middle East as reports surfaced that China and Iran had jointly launched an attack on a U.S. military base near Israel. This audacious move has sent shockwaves across the globe, sparking concerns about the potential for a full-scale conflict that could have far-reaching implications for international geopolitics, security, and the global economy. In this comprehensive analysis, we will delve into the details of this crisis, examining the factors that led to this attack, its potential consequences, and the international response it has garnered. Before we delve into the attack itself, it is crucial to understand the complex backdrop against which this incident unfolded. China and Iran have been steadily strengthening their ties over the past decade, cementing their relationship through economic partnerships and mutual geopolitical interests. This partnership has raised concerns in the West, particularly the United States, as it challenges the existing power dynamics in the Middle East and beyond. China's rise as a global superpower has been accompanied by an expansion of its interests in the Middle East. The region holds immense strategic importance due to its vast energy reserves and its position as a crossroads of global trade. China has been eager to secure a stable energy supply and establish a strong economic presence in the Middle East, making it less dependent on the volatile Strait of Malacca through which most of its oil imports pass. To achieve these goals, China has invested heavily in infrastructure projects and energy deals across the Middle East. It has also sought to establish strong diplomatic ties with countries in the region, including Iran. These efforts have enabled China to not only access vital resources but also gain influence in regional conflicts and diplomatic negotiations. Iran, on the other hand, has been facing increasing isolation from the international community due to its nuclear ambitions and alleged support for terrorist groups. Under sanctions imposed by the United States, Iran found a willing partner in China, which provided a lifeline for its struggling economy. China has become Iran's largest trading partner and a crucial source of investment and technology. In a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement signed between China and Iran, the two countries committed to deepening their cooperation in areas such as trade, energy, and technology. This partnership significantly strengthened Iran's position and allowed it to resist international pressure more effectively. The attack on the U.S. military base near Israel came as a shocking and audacious move, catching the international community by surprise. While details of the attack are still emerging, it is clear that China and Iran coordinated their efforts to target this particular base. The reasons behind this attack and the implications it carries are multifaceted. One of the primary motivations behind this attack appears to be the desire of both China and Iran to challenge U.S. influence in the region. The Middle East has traditionally been considered a sphere of influence for the United States, and the presence of a U.S. military base near Israel symbolizes that influence. China and Iran may view this as an opportunity to assert themselves as major players in the region and weaken the United States' grip on Middle Eastern affairs. This attack is a bold statement that they are willing to challenge the status quo and pursue their interests more aggressively. The attack also serves as a test of international responses and alliances. China and Iran are likely gauging how the international community, particularly the United States and its allies, will react to this brazen act of aggression. This test may help them assess the extent to which they can push their agenda in the future without facing significant repercussions. The attack on the U.S. base showcases the military capabilities of both China and Iran. It is a clear demonstration of their ability to coordinate and execute a joint military operation in a highly sensitive and volatile region. This display of military prowess sends a message not only to the United States but also to other countries in the region. The attack on the U.S. base near Israel has the potential to trigger a series of consequences with far-reaching implications. These consequences could affect the Middle East, global politics, and the world economy. The most immediate concern is the potential for an escalation of regional conflict. The Middle East is already a powder keg of geopolitical tensions, and this attack has the potential to ignite a larger conflict involving not only China, Iran, and the United States, but also other regional players such as Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey. A full-scale regional war would have devastating humanitarian and economic consequences. The Middle East is a crucial hub for global energy production and transportation. Any escalation of conflict in the region could disrupt the flow of oil and natural gas, leading to energy shortages and price spikes worldwide. This would impact not only consumers, but also the global economy as a whole, potentially triggering a recession. The attack may lead to a significant realignment of global geopolitics. Countries around the world may reconsider their alliances and partnerships in light of this new development. Traditional alliances, such as those between the United States and its NATO allies, could be strained as countries reassess their strategic interests in a changing world order. A regional conflict in the Middle East would undoubtedly result in a humanitarian crisis of immense proportions. Millions of people could be displaced, and civilian casualties would mount. Humanitarian organizations would face enormous challenges in providing aid and assistance to those affected by the conflict. In the wake of the attack, the international community has been quick to respond, albeit cautiously. The United Nations Security Council convened an emergency meeting to discuss the situation, with member states expressing their concerns and calling for a peaceful resolution to the crisis. The responses of key players in the international arena are of particular importance. The United States has strongly condemned the attack and vowed to defend its interests and allies in the region. The U.S. government has indicated that it is considering a range of options, including military action, to respond to the aggression. However, a decision to engage in military conflict would have to be made carefully, considering the potential consequences of such action. Israel, which shares a border with the attacked U.S. military base, finds itself in a precarious position. The Israeli government has not officially responded to the attack, but it is undoubtedly concerned about the escalating tensions in its neighborhood. Israel's security and interests are closely tied to the outcome of this crisis. Russia has called for restraint and urged all parties involved to seek a peaceful resolution through diplomatic means. As a key player in the Middle East, Russia's stance on the crisis could have a significant impact on its outcome. It remains to be seen whether Russia will play a more active role in mediating the situation. The European Union has expressed deep concern over the attack and called for de-escalation. EU member states have emphasized the importance of diplomacy and dialogue in resolving the crisis. The EU is likely to work alongside the United States to coordinate a unified response. Other countries in the Middle East, such as Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt, are closely monitoring the situation. These countries have their own interests in the region and may take various actions based on their assessment of the crisis. The potential for these regional players to become involved in the conflict adds another layer of complexity to the situation. While the situation remains tense, diplomatic efforts to resolve the crisis are underway. The international community recognizes the need to prevent further escalation and find a peaceful solution to the conflict. One possible avenue for resolving the crisis is through diplomatic mediation. Neutral parties or international organizations, such as the United Nations, may facilitate talks between the United States, China, Iran, and other relevant stakeholders. These talks could focus on de-escalation measures, confidence-building measures, and the withdrawal of forces from sensitive areas. The imposition of economic sanctions is another tool that the international community could use to pressure China and Iran into de-escalating the situation. Sanctions could target key sectors of their economies, restricting their ability to finance further military actions. However, the effectiveness of sanctions in achieving desired outcomes is a matter of debate. Regional actors could also play a role in mediating the crisis. Countries with close ties to China and Iran, such as Russia and Turkey, may leverage their relationships to encourage peaceful negotiations. Additionally, regional organizations like the Arab League and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation could facilitate dialogue among Middle Eastern states. The attack on the U.S. military base near Israel by China and Iran has thrust the Middle East into a precarious and uncertain situation. The complex web of geopolitical interests, alliances, and rivalries in the region has contributed to this crisis, which has the potential to reshape the global landscape. Thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure the notification bell is turned on so you don't miss a video.